John Cullen with GrowingYourGreens.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you, coming at you from my backyard garden. And today we're going to talk about a problem I know I have, and probably you guys have also. And that's why you're watching this video. That's why you clicked on it. And it's the birds. And what we're looking at here is actually my tree collard plants that every year they seem to go to flower, which they're actually not supposed to. And they make seeds, and they make lots of amazing seeds, but unfortunately, you know, I failed to cover them up, and basically the birds come here, they peck the little pods, the seed pods, and they eat the seeds because, after all, that's their natural food. So I'm glad I could feed the birds some of my extra tree collard seeds. Some of them I do get to save, some of them fall on the ground because they don't get each and every one. Looks like there's actually a lot on the ground that I could sweep up. Sometimes they fall into the bed next door and they get all these little sprouts come up. So, you know, I always have continual plants, but I don't have any to send out to you guys in any large quantities because the birds get them. So besides the birds getting my tree collard seeds, sometimes they'll pick out like seeds that I plant in the garden under soil, and sometimes they'll even eat like baby plants. But most of all, what pisses me off the most is when they eat my damn tomatoes. So let's go over to my little tomato patch and share with you guys how I'm going to prevent the birds from eating my tomatoes for just $1. So now we're looking at my tomato bed here. I think I have maybe like almost a half dozen plants in a 4-foot circular raised bed. I got some actually smaller-ish tomato cages on them. I don't know, they're about 4 feet tall. And I got all these little cherry tomatoes coming up on me. So what happens is on these little baby cherry tomatoes that you guys are seeing, the birds will see that they're red, they'll see that they're ripe, they'll see that there's food, they contain seeds, they contain water, and birds in nature, especially here in the desert, they are hungry little creatures. They'll go in there and they'll peck it once or twice, and then they'll go somewhere else. And then meanwhile, I got pecked tomatoes, which is not good for me because I don't like to eat pecked tomatoes. Sometimes I'll cut off the pecked half, compost that, and then I'll eat the good half. But why do that when you can protect your tomatoes with just something as cheap as $1? And this is what I got from the dollar store right here. It's actually this stuff, it's actually called the garden netting. And this garden netting was at the 99 Only store. They have stores, I think, in California, Nevada. I've seen them in Texas and maybe some other states. A lot of other dollar stores may carry some things like this and some others may not. And if you're a dollar store owner, yeah, carry gardening stuff, man. Us gardeners will be buying your stuff, especially for $1 to protect our valuable tomatoes. And so what this garden netting is just going to create a barrier over my plants so that the birds can't get in there. I mean, this is a very simple solution. I mean, if you got some old fish netting, if you're no longer fishing and the holes are small enough, hey, use it for your garden. Basically, anything you can put over it to protect, you know, your plants from the birds is a good thing. They also have, you know, like fruit tree netting at like a standard nursery and whatnot. It's going to cost you a lot more money than $1, but, you know, your fruits are definitely worth it. So we're just going to go ahead and unfurl this stuff right here. See how long this is. It kind of stretches out. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is nice and huge. So you could just wrap this around, tie it with some, you know, twine or something like that. But I got something else at the dollar store, but I actually usually have a lot hanging out, so I have extra ones. But I got these plant clips. So these plant clips, I normally use them to basically stake up my tomatoes, my peppers, and other plants, cucumbers. And I have so many around here just hanging out. I'm just going to use these to clip down the netting to my tomatoes, to the cages, so that I could actually just easily remove it and get in there and then actually harvest my tomatoes when I want to. So let's go ahead and put this on and wrap it around. Alright, so as you guys can see, I've been working on getting this netting stuff all the way around my tomato cages. It's working pretty good, and I have, man, a lot of material left. This is really cool. I started trying to put it around, and this bird netting is actually pretty cheap netting stuff. I mean, what do you expect for $1, right? I got a little more time than money. So yeah, this is working good, but you have to like untangle this and furl it out and be real careful. It kind of gets, you know, your plants kind of get stuck on it, so you got to kind of like push all your plants in, you know, and keep them inside so they're not running into the netting. And that could be a problem later if you're not paying attention. You know, your plants will grow through the netting, and then the birds will be able to get the stuff on the outside, and then you won't be able to get in on the inside to take it off. So you got to just pay attention for that. The technique I've been using, actually, I've been going around to the bottom of the netting. Basically, it's I don't know. It doesn't tell me the overall like length, but I figure if I stretch it out, it'll probably be about like 6 feet tall, which is an amazing deal. It's like 6 feet tall by 32 feet, so that's a huge piece of netting for just a buck. Now, they do have this netting that I bought, which is in the long skinny pack, and that's the good deal one, 32 feet. They also had a different kind of netting that was like in a square pack that was significantly less netting for the same price, although the netting wasn't like as thin, it was a little bit more thick. But I want to cover the maximum square foot area for the minimal cost. So this is the one that I got. So anyways, I went around the whole bottom, pinned that up, I kind of draped it over the top. Now I'm going to pull this tight and use all the rest of the end to go up the top to make like just a big enclosure so that the birds can't get in there. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up and come back at you when I'm all done. Alright, so as you guys can see, I got the netting all the way wrapped around my tomatoes, and now they're protected against the birds. I had so much extra netting, actually I could have went double high. So actually I just put a cage upside down in the middle one only to make like a little like house or like round hut shape, although maybe later I'll go back in and put upside down cages on each one of these guys and make it double high so now my plants have more room to grow. And the easy thing about this, when I want to get in there, I just clip off the bottom and roll it up. And that's where all my tomatoes are at the moment. They're near the bottom. Roll it up, get the good ones, roll it back down, and then let my tomatoes ripen up without the birds getting them. Now, whether you guys have problems with birds and tomatoes, or whether you guys got gophers or rabbits, this is an easy way to protect your plants. Simply put a covering on them. You don't need to use any kind of like anti-bird deterrent streamers, you know, ribbons flying in the air, pinwheels, fake owls, although you could get a alley cat and let them roam your garden. They'll probably get the birds. But you just need to protect them and cover them with some netting like this I got for $1, or if you got the real stuff, go to a nursery, get the real bird netting. That stuff's a lot easier to work with because it's a lot more thick than this thin stuff. But hey, if this lasts me a season and I get tons of tomatoes out of my garden and the birds don't for $1, I think it's definitely worth it. The other thing you could do, of course, is use something like chicken wire to surround your garden. Build that around your whole garden, you know, to keep them out. And if you got, you know, things like gophers and whatnot, you know, put chicken wire, even a bigger, thicker gauge wire on the bottom of your raised bed so they can't get in from underneath. There's always a way to protect your garden naturally without using any kind of, you know, chemicals, pesticides, or herbicides, anything like this. By simply protect them. And that's why you guys lock your doors at night, right? So like the burglars don't come and break in your house and steal your stuff. I don't want the birds stealing my hard work and eating my delicious Beyond Organic tomatoes, and neither do you. So now you guys know how to protect your tomatoes for $1. If you don't have the 99 Only stores near you, check your other dollar stores, you know, or you just have to go to the nursery and spend more money. Maybe some website online maybe sells this stuff for a couple bucks. But nonetheless, there's always a way to protect your food today. And all animals do this. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, hey, please give me a thumbs up, telling me no. Also be sure to click that subscribe link right down below to be notified new and upcoming episodes. I'll be coming out about every 3 to 4 days. Also be sure to check my past episodes. I have over 1,100 episodes teaching you guys all aspects on how you guys could grow your own food, protect it from birds and bugs and pests and all kinds of stuff. Everything you guys need to know so you guys could be successful at biologic organic gardening. So once again, my name is John Kohler with GrowingYourGreens.com. We'll see you next time, and until then, remember, keep on growing. Alright, this is John Kohler with GrowingYourGreens.com to do another exciting episode for you, coming at you from my beautiful backyard garden on a beautiful spring day. Summer's almost here. Hopefully you guys got your gardens planted out yet.